My name is Mark Denning. I'm act as an engineering advisor for the Air Support Project. And who are we? So the Air Support Project is an open source social startup with a mission to make clean air accessible to all. So the scope of our work is really kind of twofold. We do both product and education. So in terms of product, we're working on developing a low-cost, high-performance air purifier. And then on the education side, we're developing clean air educational resources that are, for the most part, available on our website at airsupportproject.com. So first off, I'd like to thank the indoor air community, the DIY community that we've drawn so much inspiration from. So really our journey began, like so many others, like Joshua, for example, with being inspired by the Corsi-Rosenthal box, as we all know, is a simple yet highly effective DIY air purifier. And as we've seen, that this innovation has transformed into really an international DIY movement. Jim, talked about, how there's just numerous CR boxes have been made, and it's been very exciting. I'd like to point people to a blog post that Sarah Massey, our head of projects, wrote on our website, airsupportproject.com, entitled "Thanking Our Heroes Who Focused on the Air." It both serves as a way for us to thank all of the people that we've been inspired by and learned from. It also serves as a pretty good history of kind of this movement and what's occurred up until pretty recently. I want to point out, I think Jim did a great job talking about that issues of what's really important is that flow plus, filtration, of course, fit. But I want to say something and point this out. I think we're actually part of something very historically unique. So I don't think there's been another case in the history of humanity, really, where a DIY, do-it-yourself community, their activities actually revealed that a technology that was previously thought maybe to be mature or fully commercialized actually had fundamental flaws in its engineering methodology. And I'll explain what I mean by that. So I'm reiterating a bit of what Jim talked about earlier. And I'm going to call this the sort of Catter optimization curve. It's a bit of a simplification here, but I hope it illustrates what I'm trying to talk about. So what's important, really, we found out is that we need to clean the air, right? So the clean air delivery rate is what's important. And it turns out that what we have, you might have a very good filtering filter, but because it restricts the airflow somewhat, it actually, as you increase the efficiency of the filter, the clean air delivery rate can actually drop. Unfortunately, the air purifier industry, almost all of the devices available on the market, have maximized the filtration efficiency, thinking that that's the way to go, but they've actually sort of put themselves in a suboptimal part of this optimization curve. So the movement, the Corsi-Rosenthal box movement, and all the academic papers that have come out and other home testing, like David we talked about, has revealed that it turns out the best way to do this is actually a different approach, where you have a lower than perfect filtration efficiency, but a very high flow rate, and then you get the best possible clean air delivery rate. So we're over here, the market is over here, and we need to get back up here because Catter's what matters. We say this all the time at the Air Support Project. So the title of my talk was Going Beyond DIY. So what do I mean by that? So we've got this situation, right, where the DIY movement revealed that there's a better way to make air purifiers, but all the air purifiers on the market are kind of not doing it that way, right? So what I'm here to say is, and I think a lot of us will agree with this, there's an urgent need to commercialize this approach, this technology. I think we have to move beyond, maybe I shouldn't say we need to supplement the DIY efforts and commercialize this technology for it to become more accessible. I want to say right off the bat, I love DIY. I make CR boxes all the time. Literally just yesterday, I delivered 2 CR boxes to my daughter's school. There's like 9 of them there now. So I can't help myself. I just keep making this stuff. But even as much as we all love it, I think we have to recognize that there's some limitations, right? The 2 main limitations are, one is not everybody can build their own devices. I'm an engineer. I like to use my hands, right? Not everybody can do this. But also, I think even more importantly is that if we want to deploy these devices to institutions, particularly schools, which is near and dear to my heart, they need to be able to purchase off the shelf and tested products. And the great thing is there's already motion in this space. We're working on this, but there's already, for example, Clean Air Kits is already selling excellent air cleaners that use this approach and are just fundamentally much better than anything else you can get on the market. And so I want to make a statement too, like if we really want this to be really massive, we've got a lot of them out there, but if we want even more out there, mass adoption is going to require mass production. And at the Air Support Project, one of the key things we're trying to do is produce these devices at the lowest possible price. You saw Joshua talk about what it's like in the international world. You know, money is scarce. So we think affordability is crucial. So right now our target, these numbers may move around, but we're really trying to put together an air purifier, a good one that runs as well as, you know, a CR box might. Hopefully we could target a retail price of $120 and deliver something like C100 CFM, the kind of air cleaning you would get with a CR box. So where are we at and where are we going as a project? So on the product side, we've built and tested a single fan prototype. I won't get into too many details here, but we have what I think is a viable design that we could move forward with if we wanted to. But I think we're going to take a little more time to optimize various design elements and possibly change our approach a little bit here and there. But we do have sort of a viable design that we could move forward with. Right now, we're communicating with manufacturers, really trying to figure out what this might cost and entail to actually get production going. In terms of the education side, again, at our website, airsupportproject.com, you'll find all kinds of material our team has put together on COVID and wildfire smoke mitigation. We also have, we're a very open source company. We're planning to open source all the hardware designs and open source all of our materials. So you'll find completely free to print pamphlets, and we also have a new magazine called the Clean Air Times. And I'd like to take this opportunity to make a very exciting announcement. It appears, we don't know the full scope of what this is going to look like, but it appears that we will be partnering with the Balvi organization. This is a direct giving fund started by Vitalik Buterin for high impact COVID projects. We just found out recently they'd like to move ahead and support us. So we're very excited about that. Again, we don't know all the details, but this is a big milestone for our project, and we're very excited about it. Last thing I'd like to do is actually invite people to get involved with us. So we still have a long way to go, and we do need a lot of help. So we're looking for advisors who could help us in all of the different aspects of what we'll need to do, including engineering, manufacturing, marketing, and sales. If you think you could help out and want to get involved and inspired by what we're talking about, please email Sarah Massey at sarah@airsupportproject.com. We'd love to have your help and make this thing happen. So, okay, that's it from me. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Mark.